Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trail, our weekly look at all things Hong Kong racing and also global racing with the best form analyst in the business in Clint Hutchison with his beautiful beard as well. And a superstar jockey who's in the Hall of Fame in New Zealand and Australia and was a gun-in over in Hong Kong in Raymond Chain Dye. Hutch, cannot wait to build up towards a big weekend of racing. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Richo. And the best host in the business as well, may I just say. It's about time we gave you a little rap back, isn't it? You've been throwing enough our way.
Oh, please. I do enough pumping up with my own tyres, I can assure you of that. Golden Boy, welcome to you, mate.
Oh, it's nice to see you again, Richo. There's no cricket on TV. You haven't been on the show. I'd forgot what you looked like. And that's hard to do because you're always on TV.
Mate, I'll never forget what you look like, mate. So I've been enjoying the first two editions of this series. So thank you to Brent Zarafa and also James Zaferis for jumping in the hot seat. There's a lot to celebrate, and let's start by celebrating the win of Little Paradise. That was some win, wasn't it?
Yeah, what a performance. Awesome effort. So the Derby pitch a little clearer, and we'll talk about that all a little bit later. Great moment for Jimmy Ting, and Jimmy's going to be a guest on the show, so can't wait to speak to Jimmy. And a lot of good racing. Gee, the track on Wednesday night at the Valley, as an aside, was very, very fast. I don't know where that came from. It was like they were racing on concrete with the times, but there's a bit to dissect out of that meeting too.
Let's have a look at some of the punting highlights from our elite team.
My best at the actual whole meeting, I think Patch of Theta, great chance for Hugh Bowman and Francis Lloyd. Think he'll be tough to beat.
Pretty easy race. I'm going Patch of Theta from Dromberg Banner, Light Years Charm and Tomodachi Kokoro.
It's Dromberg Banner, still a neck over Patch of Theta under the big weight, top and bottom in the book. It's the top weight. Patch of Theta beating Dromberg Banner and third Light Years Charm.
I think so. I think Super Express picks itself and it'll be very short. Six Pack's racing well. Doesn't go bad from gate one. He's going to get the right run.
Super Express in front. Six Pack gets through now. He's gone to second. Sunny the best third. And Super Express won the last from Six Pack.
I think the mile will be okay, and this is what's really been backed up for Little Paradise. I think the mile looks okay. You can see right over that mile bubble on his pedigree that's going to be okay, but beyond that, a little bit more of a question mark. So in the here and now, many would argue he's the horse to beat in this race.
Oh, definitely. He's done nothing wrong, man. He quickened like a really nice horse last time. Now, will he run past a mile? That's debatable.
Leader Beauty Bolt, they're after him. He's a length in front of Top Dragon, Infinite Resolve, and here's Little Paradise. It's Paradise all the way. Little Paradise, it's a blitz in the Classic Mile.
Certainly was an absolute blitz. So great punting from our team, and Jimmy Ting is one of our very special guests today. All the usual features. We absolutely love the Idol coming up as well as Raymond Chain Dye's not only his votes for the Idol, but his assessment of the good and the bad rides as well. The Happy Valley Track Walk, I had so much fun doing that with Shane. His insight is absolutely brilliant. The road to the Hong Kong Derby, our best bets, social stable. There's a lot to update you in future winners in Sweet in Defeat. But let's start in style because racing on Sunday is at Chatty.
Numbers is a horse that Frankie Law has produced in recent weeks that is a key runner in March's Hong Kong Derby.
Still Numbers in front. Numbers is too good. Numbers, who's made a good impression so far here in Hong Kong, a winner and a placing.
He started his racing career in Australia, winning twice for John O'Shea and Tom Charlton. He ran in 2 derbies and placed second in the Queensland Derby.
King of Thunder is down the outside. Bays on Louis pulling away. He's too good for them. Bays on Louis first. Beat King of Thunder.
Frankie, Numbers is one of your trainer syndicate horses. What did you see in him that made you think he would be a successful purchase for Hong Kong?
He's quite consistent. He can handle long distance, so I picked this one back to Hong Kong to see, for 4-year-olds, I think he's suitable to Hong Kong, yeah.
You won the Derby with Furore, who also won an Australian Derby. Do you see any similarities between him and Numbers?
The horse come to Hong Kong can win the Derby. So this one, I think, also a little bit similar, but not easy to pick a horse. He got the ability to win the Derby, or some owners, if the horse can race in the Derby day or race in the Derby, really happy.
Ferrari broke clear from Dark Dream. Ferrari's got the Derby parcelled up. Frankie Law, what a moment.
And this horse, I think he got ability. So for me, I'm quite interested and then quite happy to get this horse. Hope can win a good race for the owners.
Furore was a New Zealand bred horse, as was Numbers. He was bought out of Caracas Sales for $50,000 originally. What do you like about New Zealand bred horses?
I just want to pick the good horse back to Hong Kong. But anyway, I think New Zealand horse also was good. Yeah, so doesn't matter. If he's good enough to win the Derby, I don't mind New Zealand horse or Australia horse, yes.
What are your plans for Numbers regarding the 4-year-old series? Will you follow the 2 classic races before the Derby, or do you have another path?
At this moment, I will want him one more time, and then 1600, that classic mile, maybe I will skip it because 16 may be a little bit short, and then 18 classic cup, and then the Derby straight to yes. To see, I got a lot or not.
Numbers still leads over Noisy Boy. Still Numbers in front. Winning Wing can't get him from Gentleman Legacy, and Numbers is too good. 501 Numbers actually for Frankie Law. Numbers, who's made a good impression so far here in Hong Kong. A winner and a placing.
He certainly is a really interesting horse, isn't he? Numbers, runner-up in a Queensland Derby, and he is running in race number 8, the first race that we'll assess today on our Sunday. It is the Centenary Vase, a Group 3 race, and it's over 1,800 metres. Fascinating to line him up.
Yeah, it is, and it's a nice race for him from the point of view that it is the 1,800, but he is also getting in with a nice lightweight in this race. I've actually got Encountered in my early market a marginal favourite over Numbers, but he has to be given strong respect. Of course, Encountered's coming through a feature race at the Valley, which was won by Speed Dragon, who goes up a little bit in weight. Chan Cheng Glory, I think, back to Sha Tin can run an improved race. Shane, we'll get your thoughts here. Numbers, I tell you, he's done a good job in a couple of starts in Hong Kong. He's posted win. He's managed to beat some of the more experienced Brigade, and he's going to be a leading chance in the Derby for sure.
Yeah, he's done nothing wrong. Both his wins have been strong. He's battled on well for a placing and, of course, a win. He gets into this race, and this is the big thing with 115 pounds. It's no weight at all. He's going to be very hard to run down. He should lead Clint unless Shanghai Glory decides to. He trialled here at Sha Tin well, didn't have a hard trial, and he looks a nice horse, and yes, he will be a Derby horse.
We saw an awesome fluke out of that previous replay come out and win in record time at Happy Valley during the week. But look, I love this trial. I thought he went really well. I like he's got a very different racing style to most of them because, as Shane mentioned, he can lead. I think he will here with the weight. Why wouldn't you make the most of that? So he's going to run a bold race, no doubt. And his main target's down the track, but he should be almost ready to not peak, but get closer to that peak, I think, following this run. Like I said, I got him there. I think Encountered can run a bit of a race. I mean, he was close enough to a strong speed at the Valley last start, and I thought there was some merit to that run.
Let's have a look at this replay because it does feature Speed Dragon, who wins a race, and Encountered runs 4th.
Lovely ride from Lyle Hewittson on Speed Dragon. He did nothing early, but Speed Dragon was really appreciative of the hot speed here, Shane, and the race sort of fell apart. So I think Encountered's run was good. I see a bit of a different setup on the weekend where the pace might not be as strong early and they'll gradually build. That's not to say Speed Dragon can't win again, but just a little bit different to what we saw here.
Oh, definitely. They're not going to go as quick as here, but there's only 7 runners, so he's not going to be as far back, you would think, Speed Dragon. He's badly weighted at the weights, of course. I think he meets Encountered 8 pounds worse, but he's flying. He's done nothing wrong this season. He's won a couple, and the other run where I think he finished 4th was very good. He's going to be very hard to beat, but he will get back a bit.
Okay, Golden Boy, it's only a small field of 7. Hutch has got 4, 7, 5, 3. What are your numbers?
I'm going to go with numbers on top from Speed Dragon, so 7, 5, and I'm going to put Beauty Joy, and I think he could go a little bit better. He hasn't been going bad. He's got Yui on, who's got very good hands, and he's got Gate 1, so he's going to get a lovely run, hopefully just in behind. But Encounter's definitely got a chance.
And
it's a good race.
Second in the premiership behind a tearaway leader in our man Zach Purton, who's off and away, isn't it? So that's the feature. That is the Group 3 race number 8. Let's move all the way forward to race number 10. Who do you like here?
That we will. This it's an interesting race once again, and a very, very competitive race. In fact, these next two races we're going to look at, there's a stack of winning chances. Last start winner, Lucky Twin Stars, the pattern suited, but he won nicely. He drops in weight. Seamus Storm's resuming. I liked his trial. His form reads well when he's at the track, and Blazon's flying at the moment. He's got to be right in the mix.
Wow, 550 the field.
You know what? And yeah, I think I might have one or two others in single-figured odds as well. So it's a very competitive race. Love the ride here from Jerry on and Blazon, and a few key rivals come out of this race. You know, Pride's interesting. He actually could be eligible if they wanted to go to a derby. I'm not sure if they will, but he's got the weight again. Shane, that could be the issue. But Blazon hasn't done too much wrong at all.
Well, no, he hasn't. He's racing really well, and he's going to get a very good run from gate 2, of course. Journey Pride, the toppy, number 1, who ran, I think, 3rd here, he's racing all right, and he's got a gate for the first time. He's been drawing wide, which hasn't helped him, but from gate 4, he'll get a lovely run. Here's your tip, Clint, Lucky Twin Stars. He hit the line well.
It was a really good win. I mean, it was a day where the inside was not the spot to be. So, look, he found the right spot. He didn't have a lot of early pace, but he drops Richo 6 kilos or 5.5 kilos in weight. He'll get the right trail in the race, and yeah, I think for whatever reason, he turned it around there and he won well. So can he back it up? I'm trusting that he will, but he needs to be in that sort of form if he's going to win here.
A couple of other horses for us to assess. One of them is trained by Dave Eustace, Luke Ferraris, to take the ride, and that is Heaving. Is Heaving a chance here?
Yeah, the barriers put me off a little bit, Shane, with Heaving, but this is good form, I think, with Heaving. Of course, Happy Index got the better of Rising Force late in this race. Good speed in it. It's just where he ends up in the map, I suppose.
Gate 14's not good. He's going to have to work a bit at some stage. He's improved with every run. He's got to go the 1400, of course, from a wide gate, which won't be easy. I liked him last start, but I'm not as sure over 1400 from that gate.
So
This is a nice horse, Clint. Seamus Storm. He's a very nice horse. He's done nothing wrong. He's had an injury and he's coming back from it, so he hasn't had a run for a while. His trial was good. He had a very easy trial, and he's a nice horse, Clint.
Tell you what, he was set a task at his seasonal reappearance. He ran behind Max Q. Now, he ran a super race there. First, second and third all won after that, so it's good form. Max Q, like I said, won, and all the form out of that race. And it was Mission Impossible he was set that day. The little concern, Shane, I have, he's had one trial. It was a really good trial, but he's only had one, so it's fitness. I'm not sure. What are your thoughts there?
Well, it all depends on his body weight, and they haven't come out yet on how heavy he is. But I'd be a little bit worried by that also. He's going to get back a bit, but he's going to hit the line. He's a nice horse, like we said, but it's never easy to win first up off a break like that with an injury.
Who have you got on top, Golden Boy?
I'm going that first form line. I'm going to stick to this form line. And Bizzle from the Good Gate, from Jahin Janu Pride. And one more went better last start, Clint. And I know he's got an outside gate 9, but he might get across and have an easy run outside of Karying attack or lead. And he went a lot better last start, so he's not the worst.
Very cool.
That's interesting, isn't it? Also, Mark Newnham is the trainer. What a season he's having.
Got a lot of good horses, Mark, and he's got a lot of horses there that sort of are going to win more races. Like they might not, they all can't win the Derby, but he's got a lot of those types of horses. So yeah, he's had a great year.
What about the lucky last finishing style? So he had 550 the field in race number 10. Well, how have you marked race 11?
Tough race, really open this final event with a lot of Derby aspirants. 719 for my numbers. Money Catcher and Stunning Peach won't be headed to the Derby, but I think they look the horses to beat in this race, Richo. Take a look at the replay here. This is when there really was brutal speed in this race. I'm trusting the format of this one, Shane, with Money Catcher and Stunning Peach. I think both of these horses are going well. I'm not sure they'll probably get the same sort of tempo. It's a really interesting final event from the point of view. A lot of Derby aspirants, the 4-year-olds have got priority, but these two aren't eligible, and I think this is the best form. Money Catcher then went to the Valley, ran a super race. Stunning Peach is going nicely, doesn't need to be that far back. Drew well clear of the auspicious there. What's your take here in the last?
I think it's a very open race. There's many chances and there's different form lines. Dazzling Fit's been a little bit disappointing, but he didn't get the right ride this day. He got shuffled back before the turn and things didn't quite work out. But he's looked really impressive, this horse. Could rebound here, Clint. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he needs to. It's sort of D-Day for him. They're running out. They would have thought at the start of the season, Dave Eustace and the team, this is a real derby horse for us. And like Shane said, he's had excuses, but he can't keep making them. Like he's got to step up to the mark. Zach jumps on. I think 1800's no issue whatsoever, but he needs to put the pedal to the metal.
He's an interesting horse, isn't he, Dazzling Fit? Because he won 3 starts ago, and when he won, he covered a lot of extra ground, and it was a real gut buster, if you like. Has he been a touch flatter since? Could that be an excuse?
It could be. I think it's certainly been race shape has been a significant factor, I think, as far as that is concerned. But, this is another interesting race because a couple of these horses have run well. The South African import, Aerodynamics, he battled on well here. He's run a bit of a race. Fortune Boy needs to sort of improve on what he's done as well. And, of course, Violet Star there for Douglas White. That was his first start. Wasn't a bad run at all.
Yeah, and here's Flow Water Flow with a young man who's now jumped on. And Dylan's actually riding Karma now.
Yeah. Shane, you like Flow Water Flow's run?
Yeah, I do. I think this is a nice horse. He's improving with every stride. He steps up in distance, which will help him. I know he's going from class 4 to class 3, but he's got 115 and gate 5. Now, the thing with that is there's not much pace in this race, and he may race a lot closer. And some of the good chances in this race are going to get back in a slow run race, and they've got weight. So he could be going to another level. John Sires trains him. He's not out of the Derby, that horse.
Host of chances in this race.
The interesting dynamic with this race is it's sort of like a few of these horses that Shane mentioned, like it's put up or shut up now with them.
Yeah.
They have to win or go very close. So these 4-year-old horses like Flow Water Flow, he might be good enough, but he has to basically win to sort of get his rating, and they're running out of time. The little question I've got with Flow Water Flow, the weight and everything Shane said, couldn't agree more. It's just the format of that race. Golden Knight, the other few behind him have all failed.
They didn't back it up.
Yeah, they haven't backed it up. So I respect him, but it is a tough race to finish the day.
Shane, can you help us? Who wins?
I think it's very, very open. I'm going to go Flow Water Flow. I think Karma's racing all right in stronger races, and the worry with him is the pace in this race. It just doesn't seem to be pace, and he'll need it, and of course Dazzling Fit. But you could have 5 picks in this race and get it wrong.
Oh, well, we won't be getting it wrong. I can assure you of that. That's why we've employed you two to make sure that we get it right. Yes. They are just 3 of the races that we're looking at, and of course the best bets at the end of the program. But very keen to chat to our star power guest who's got a live chance of winning the Hong Kong Derby. Jimmy Ting up next.
Racing in the Classic Mile, and public attention off the inside left well. Winfield at the 600-metre mark leads in the Classic Mile. Leader is still Winfield, but Beauty Bulk pours it on now into the clear Akashvani. Then came Sagacious Life and public attention. And here's Little Paradise. It's Paradise all the way. Little Paradise. It's a blitz in the Classic Mile.
What an unbelievable win to Little Paradise, trained by Jimmy Ting, who's been good enough to join us. Jimmy, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Triple Trio. And can I start by saying congratulations. What a wonderful win.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, what a special horse and what a great preparation. So 4 wins this season, 3 wins in a row. What's been the key to him this prep?
This horse, when he run race and then he's coming improving, he's keeping improving, and he is a very nice horse. And because we already prepared this race for around a year, so that's why he give me a good result. Yeah.
Jimmy, did you think that he would be that far back in the run? When I looked at the race prior, I thought Little Paradise just might be positioned a touch closer. Didn't realise that he had this sort of turn of foot. So 2 things. Were you a little bit worried when he was that far back? And tell us about what you thought of the overall performance and that devastating finish.
This one, when before the race, I think that we're a bit maybe in the midfield, not so far back away. But the pace and that race is a bit fast. So maybe that's why the jockeys think that maybe keep him a bit further back. and just sprint in the straight. But he's right, a good race, and and at last 300, it made me scared.
Yeah, it was, I mean, incredible held up. To think he ran the best final 200 at the meeting is remarkable. Jimmy, have you learnt something with this horse now? Do you think this is the way more so to ride him? I know he's led in one and been on pace, but he seemed better ridden in this manner.
Yeah, this horse is a good manner horse. He's very quiet. If you don't ask him to go, he'll just sit quiet. So last time I just tell Vincent Ho, when he jump out, just let him run by himself. No need to ask him to go too close to the pace. If not, he'll maybe need to pull a bit hard. So and just wait until the straight to give him the sprint. So that is the plan. What I tell Vincent Ho. And I think he will be, after this race, will be improved a bit more.
Wow.
Jimmy, he's a son of Toronado. Were you convinced that he'd run a really strong 1,600 metres?
Yeah, I think in this stage, the horse is the best distance is that 1,600. But the next time is the Classic Cup is 18. I hope that he get a faster pace.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Hey, Jimmy, just as an aside, it's a race, of course, you won as a jockey many, many years ago. So some nice memories for you.
Yeah. It's amazing. When I be jockey, I already won this race. And the first time you train a horse to run in this way, he won is amazing.
Jimmy, that was back in 2000. You must have been a 10-year-old back then. Shane, what did you make of the performance of Little Paradise?
His racing pattern is to get back. They've been forcing him a little bit out of the gates. If you have a look last season, he always got back and he charged to the line. His best run last year was when he was held up and he couldn't get out, and he got out at the furlong and he got beat a nose and he looked as though he had won. When they're held up like that, of course they're going to be the fastest 200 metres of the day. That's just common sense, you know. They're going to hit the line. He was awesome. If he keeps repeating that and runs 2,000 metres, he wins the Derby. But the trouble is now you step up in distance. He's got to relax over ground. And what happens if he gets out too soon? But he is very impressive and he's done nothing wrong.
Yeah. And Jimmy, do you think the horse will relax well over the longer trip?
In this stage, I don't know. I hope that he can handle. But he is a quiet horse. I think that he can do it.
One man that knows a bit about how to do it, Vincent Ho. I'm interested to know, what did Vincent say to you? Because when I watched Little Paradise sprint away like that on the day, it reminded me of another good horse that he used to ride that won a Derby as well, called Golden 60.
Oh, no.
Vincent Ho, after the race, he said that the horse be quite, if he running at the 1,800 or 2,000, if the light last day, and he think that he can handle the distance.
What about on Sunday? You've only got a couple of runners for us to assess. Hutch, race 2 and race 10 for Jimmy.
Yeah, the Absolute resumes, of course, and Flowing Riches, Jimmy. They both got some talent. Is the Absolute fit enough first up?
I think he's only, I think, maybe 90%. But the horse always run good when he is get a long holiday. And I hope that this time he'll run good.
Yeah, that's good. Is a shot of the Absolute from last season. And Flowing Riches, Jimmy, as well. What did you make of that horse? He's had a few little issues in his career. Can he run well?
Yeah, I think so. And this time he the first time to give him the blinkers. But we're unlucky that he got a drawn 11. A bit need to use a bit more to get it to go to lead. But if he can go easy to go in front, I think he's get chance.
Jimmy,
get a good chance.
Wonderful to chat to you. Thanks so much for being on our show. We love what you're doing. We're barracking for you. You've got a really, really promising horse. So simply good luck and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So there is Jimmy
Well done.
Ting, our very, very special guest. fantastic to have a chat to him. And boy, gee, that horse has a nice engine.
I've known he does. And Jimmy known him for a long time. He rode for a former champion trainer and a man who won a lot of derbies, and Brian Can. He used to call himself, like we had Bart with the Cups King.
Yeah.
Brian Can would call himself, I'm the Derby King. I'm the number one trainer in Hong Kong.
I'm the man to be able to do it. And Jimmy was his right-hand man. So
exactly.
How have you assessed the lead up towards the Derby?
Well, it's been very interesting. Of course, Little Paradise was our highest rated horse, and he boosted his rating. And I know you love these, Richo, because you kept going on about it last year with our top rater. So we've had a few adjustments. So he now is further clear at the top. Infinite Resolve makes his way in on the back of that second. Of course, we also played him in our strategy last week. So it was nice to see him run a good race at a price. We've seen Sagacious Life drop a spot, if you will, in terms of the pecking order. Now, Seraph Gabrielle for Dave Eustace ran second on the day, actually rated pretty well with the weight, so he goes in as well. There's our top 14 runners.
Horse that's equal ninth, can I put on the radar as one of mine, in Top Dragon.
Right.
No luck at all, who was, in effect, the eventual winner was right behind him throughout. He didn't get a lot of luck at all. What did you make of that?
No, he did.
Run?
I thought it was a good run. I think he's good bottled up, that horse, but it was a forgive run for sure, and he's closely matched with some of those. Not sure if he'll stay. We'll delve a bit deeper into that, but he's in the mix. But there's no doubt after the weekend there is Shane. There's a number one seed. And for mine, he's by far and away there's a long way to second. Let's put it that way. It's pretty close between a few of the others that have question marks. But that was an incredible performance from Little Paradise. He's going to be the horse to beat.
He did, but he had the right run to do it, Clint. He had the best run. Getting held up like that just helps him. People don't realise what an advantage it is.
It did.
I've ridden horses.
But it didn't. I mean,
you still have to sprint off it.
You still got to sprint off it, and to do it, they went 10 lengths faster to the 800. Then they really slowed. So it even, like Shane says, it really helped him. It was a good run. But to overcome traffic, Invincible Ibis didn't have that sort of finish. And not only that, so off a very strong speed, if you can produce the best final 200 off a strong speed, it's exceptional. So
But how could Invincible Ibis finish? It's impossible for him to finish.
Right. So you would prefer
the way he
which one do you prefer going forward out of those two then?
Oh well, you've got to have Little Paradise, but I'll tell you now, Invincible Ibis could turn it round.
Yeah.
He didn't have the right run. How can you be back? How can you be back in a fast run race and take off and get pushed sideways and keep going? It's impossible to. You can't have 200 metre finish. You have to be weak. He worked from the 700 metres, that horse, where the other horse did no work. It's just impossible.
Yeah. I was disappointed in Invincible Ibis. I thought he didn't. I didn't think he did as much work through the first half. I still think he was a bit plain late, given that. I thought Patch of Cosmo was not a bad run from back in the field. But yeah, it was an exceptional win.
I thought the winner, Invincible Ibis, was the other one to follow, and then Top Dragon. So they're the three.
Good discussion points.
They're the three moving forward. And as you know,
Patch of Cosmo ran all right.
Yeah, he ran really well. But when you've got a horse that can produce that sort of finish off that early speed, I think it just speaks volumes about.
Okay, here's one for you then, Clint. Why didn't Zach ride him if he's so good?
Well, he said it was very even, and maybe he thought that the other horse was a better chance. But what's that got to do with after the race?
Oh, lots. Because good jockeys always know superstar horses before races when you've been riding them 3 or 4 times.
Right.
You do. I've been there. You don't get it wrong.
Yeah, well, I think in fairness, I mean, for me, they've been riding this horse handy, and he just doesn't have. I mean, I think through Vincent's ride in terms of riding him cold, I know the race was set up nicely for him, but they learned something. They go, there's a horse with a turn of foot here. So maybe he's been winning out of his comfort zone, ridden handy, and now all of a sudden we go, no, this is the way to ride him, and this is what he's got under the locker.
It happened to a
But he was ridden back last year.
Was it?
Yeah, but
always.
Well, he's been
his
ridden
first
handy
run he
this year.
led, but outside that he got back every start.
Well, who do you have as your number one ranking? Because I sense that
you got to have him, but he's beatable. Don't worry about that.
Okay, well,
he's on top, but his run's not as good as everyone thinks it is.
Give me your long range selection for the Derby. Give me your long range.
Oh well, you'd want to be on him, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I think he's a clear number one seed for mine.
Okay.
Then I'll give you a bet now. Right. In the next race, Invincible Ibis finishes closer than what he got beat there.
Well,
and you can put what you want on.
Well, he may well finish closer, but I don't think actually Invincible Ibis will stay the trip either. But it's irrelevant to
But
the
he may
performance
not.
of the,
But,
the Classic
okay,
Cup.
so
The Classic Cup can throw up a few funny results as well, to be honest. I don't think. I mean, I'll tell you this: that Little Paradise will start a short price favourite compared to Invincible Ibis. The market will be a lot
100%.
a lot
But he
different
didn't
to
in
what
that
they've been
race.
stepping out in this race. That's for sure.
But he didn't in that race, did he?
What did he start? 550?
And markets don't lie.
There wasn't much between them there, was there, in the market?
Oh, yes, I think it was $3 something. I can have a look to $5 something, which is quite big. So markets don't lie. So people had him above the other horse. Zach had other horses above him. Did he come out and was he impressive? Yes, he was. He was extraordinary. And I'm not knocking that. And he can win the Triple Crown. But horses had excuses there. And he was set up ideally to win that race the way it was. Just ideally. And people just don't quite realise that. Now, Invincible Ibis isn't bred to run 2,000 metres. Is Lucky Paradise bred to run 2,000 metres?
No, so more of that miler type. But I'd be a bit concerned.
He's out of a sprinting mare who had 4 trials and run last every time over 1,000 metres, and it's all sprinting mares. The whole family.
I'll allow you two to aggressively agree with each other.
I know where I'll be sticking.
And we're gonna move to future winners.
Because it's on paper. You see what's there. He wins easy.
Well, of course you're going to go on what happens in the race. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you go on what happens in the race? That's the whole point of the form.
I see different things.
HUTCHI'S form files up next. Let's find some future winners with HUTCHI'S famous Sweet in Defeat file, which have got a fantastic record of delivering future winners. Who jumps in?
Yeah, let's hope we can continue that trend as we take a look at a replay with Prestige Hall, who makes the list. And look, this was a race more so dominated by those horses that were closer to in that front third of the field. Winners 3 back the fence, but didn't want to be too far back here. I think just with the tactics with the barrier draw, ended up a long way back, Prestige Hall, but definitely knocking on the door for a win. The sectionals were some of the better on the whole day. You can see, as Shane mentioned earlier in the show, when you don't do any early work, you're going to have a good, strong finish. But in this instance, it was probably a race that set up more for those closer to the speed in a sense. Honlock Golf was disappointing, still not the finished product, but I think he's a horse that, even though he was a beaten favourite, that you'd probably want to give another chance to. So Prestige Hall, now Together We Value was a debutant. He ran well down the straight. He'll win a race soon. And Good Luck Happy. He got shuffled back in the opening race, I should say, at Happy Valley during the week, and I thought there was a lot of merit to that run. And of course, Shane, that track early in the week, Wednesday, they were running lightning times in some of those races, and I was trying to get my head around why the track was so fast.
Yeah, no, they went quick. That Good Luck Happy there, obviously he's better ridden back because the start before he box-seated third fence and was weak. And they had to ride him back from the gate, and he really hit the line. So maybe they learnt something.
See, that's what happens, Shane. Sometimes you ride them a bit different. They can go better.
Hang on, you two. I've just got you settled down. Don't say a word,
I'm only joking.
Don't say a word. Hey, so outside of Little Paradise, what is your top-rated performance for the week?
I mean, they've broken the track record here, and to be honest with you, 27.98's on standard, but given the track, it's slow. But, awesome fluke. We know him pretty well. And they've run 1:37.7. It's quite astonishing, the sort of time. So I'm trying to get my head around exactly how that's transpired. We were on Huge Wave, stick with him. And Silvery Breeze was a good run as well. But it was an interesting track there on Wednesday, Shane. I think the form stuck up fine. It was just strange that the times are so good. So this was the peak performance through the week. Awesome fluke.
Okay, and you can scan that QR code and get involved with the Hutch Buster, HUTCHI'sHonkers.com. Try for a couple of weeks, and trust me, once you try, you will buy.
On a serious note, though, Shane, I mean, just bringing that back up, because I think, and you'll know a lot more about this than me, but back in the day, was Superimpose a horse that they were riding forward early in his career, and then they decided to ride him back? I mean, horses really can go to another level, can't they, when you change their pattern around a little bit?
Well, Superimposed was 1989, and he'd had about 12 seconds and one win in Melbourne.
Yep.
And they sent him to Sydney, and Lee Freedman rang me up. He said, "Can you ride this horse in a welter? I'm sending him up there for the Summer Cup." And I said, "All right." So I rode him in a 2,000 metre or 1,900 metre race at Rosehill. I hopped off him and I said to Lee, "This is the best horse I've ever ridden. He's a superstar." I then won the Summer Cup by about 5 lengths on him over a hold. And Lee was shocked. He was absolutely shocked. But yes, he went better ridden back than forward. You had to get back on him.
And was that the key to it? Was that the key to it turning around, Shane?
I don't know, because he'd been racing in Melbourne, but I'd never got that far back on him in Sydney in the welter. He jumped and he wasn't that far away. In the Summer Cup, I think I was running midfield, but he won by 5 lengths.
Wow.
Yeah,
But yeah, he always went better. I rode him in a Caulfield Cup, and then he ran second in the Melbourne Cup when I rode the winner, Terrific. He was an outstanding horse, but he always had to give them a start.
And he won 2 of the great miles with top weights, both the Epsom and the Doncaster. Think about that. Top weight winning back-to-back Epsoms, back-to-back Doncasters, did it with top weight, the mighty Superimposed.
Yeah,
and it was by fluke. It was a midweek meeting at Flemington. Hutchie missed the start. Darren Gauci rode him and he flashed down the outside, and they thought, hang on, that might be the way to ride him.
Amazing.
Heads up to Sydney. They put the Golden Boy on.
And he knows when he's on a good one. You heard what he said before.
Next
good
thing
jockeys,
you know,
they know when they're good.
This horse is in the Hall of Fame.
Richo, that Doncaster and Epsom handicapper over a mile just absolutely suited him, because they always go quick in it, and he used to sit back last, and he only had to come up. And Darren Beedman rode him. I think Bruce Compton won 1 and Darren Gauci won 1 on him.
That's right.
And Beedman won 2 or 3.
2,
It was something like that. But they used to sit on him up over the rise, and he only had to sprint up about 250 to 300 metres, and it didn't matter how far back he was. He just picked them up.
Yeah.
It just suited him, that mile there.
60 kilos, not a worry.
Not a problem.
Go Super. Time for the Idol. Time for the Idol, where Shane Dye, the Hall of Famer, assesses all the rides of the jockeys in Hong Kong and gives them some ticks and the odd cross. But now that he's in love, it's rarely a cross. Shane, who do you like?
Well, there's 3 rides in this race I want you to watch. I'm going to go Victor the Rapid. This may not be the best ride. You watch here. I want you to watch Gate 1, Gate 3, Gate 4. Now, Huey jumps well on Fatal Blow. He had to push forward. He erred here by coming back. That was a mistake. It cost him the race, cost him any chance. Watch Jerry here from Gate 4. He comes straight in behind Huey and gets 3 back the fence. Then you got to watch the horse in the red cap running 5th on the fence there. He gets up 3rd on the fence. That's Vincent on...
Jolly Companion.
Jolly Companion. It should have won the race for sure. Now, if you have a look here, 3 back the fence is Jerry. He's inside Huey, and Huey's too far back on a horse with 135 pounds who's got to be forward. Have no hope there. Now, you watch up here, Vincent. All Vincent's got to do is wait. You're on the seed track, you'll get a run, but he can't help himself, and he edges out to get out. Now, that opens up the horse in behind, which is Victor the Rapid Jerry, to get the perfect run to get through there. If Vincent stays on the fence, there's no possible way the other horse beats him. He has to win, and you can see Fatal Blow making up a bit of ground, but with 135 he can't. He's battling on. Whereas if he had jumped and gone forward, he probably just about wins. So there's a lot to look at there. 2 rides that erred and 1 ride which did nothing wrong, which was Jerry. I hope you understood that, boys.
Yeah,
good work.
Or maybe we could see some negative votes on the back of that. Who else caught your eye for another positive ride?
Well, this was the best ride. I know everyone thinks Zach was, and it's good, but you watch this ride from Andrea Ansini. Now, this is a Storm Rider. You watch him here. He doesn't move on the horse, and he just lets him creep forward. Now, this is a horse who's had 5 placings his last 5 starts in Class 5. He goes to Class 4, but he never panics on him at any stage, and this wins the race right now. You just watch him get up here, very slowly, doesn't panic, doesn't push the horse to exert energy, and before you know it, he's boom, outside the leader and wasted no energy at all. And that's the key to winning races, no energy wasted. That's just perfect, boys. That's what won the race.
No, he worked across very nicely there, and I suppose at that stage of the race, Zach would have been happy to be in the 1-1 anyway, and he got it was a bit disappointing. Amazing Gaze, to be honest. He got a bit tight into the key stage.
He was.
Who'd you give the votes to?
I'm giving Andrea 3 for that because that was just perfect. Zach on Beauty Waves, it was a perfect ride. He got across. Was very lucky because I don't know why they scratched those two horses before the race, Clint. In the stewards report, it never had an injury to them. You know, the horses that burst through. I used to ride heaps of horses that burst through and they always come out and run well.
Yeah,
Did they get hurt?
Magic Control, I haven't read the stewards report, to be honest, but I'm glad the Beauty Waves won because it was a good result for us. So it was a good win, actually.
No, it was a good ride. But the two speed horses were taken out, which gave Zach the opportunity to press forward and get in, and it was perfect. And James Orban rode his really well the other day, which won, and Jerry gets a point for that. So that's about it.
Zach Purton on 21 votes. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but could he do what no jockey's ever done in history? And that win 3 idols in a row?
He's stepping into rare air.
I mean, this is unbelievable, the lead he's got at the moment. I don't want to moz him.
No, we don't.
We don't want to moz him. No negative votes once again from you, lover boy.
No. Well, those two horses, like I said, of Vincent, I can understand why they did it, right? But they erred in doing what they did, but it wasn't bad because there was a reason.
If it was a stewards report, Shane, there'd be a severe reprimand. Okay. You know, Shane's given them a reprimand.
Giving them notice.
Give them notice. They've got to improve. Don't be doing this again.
Or else there will be votes taken off. Yeah. We love his insight because his assessment of races is second to none. We're going to take a quick break and continue on with our theme where Shane took me for a walk around Happy Valley and showed me all the nuances of the various starts on that tricky track. We're at the iconic 1,000-metre start here at Happy Valley. Shane, a couple of things to note. Crowd right here, so close to the horses.
So close, and everyone comes out to watch the race. It's the football club. They're all in there having a drink, eating, and they come out, so you're really close. But have a look here. We're at the A start, then the B start there, the C way up here. For me in Hong Kong, this was one of the scariest starts when you drew in.
Oh, when you draw it? Why?
Because you've got to be so ready. The outside horses, it's a long run to the first bend, but they come across so fast from the outside, and there's 4 or 5 of them. You draw 1, 2, 3, 4, you're trying to dig up like anything, and you know they're coming across. And if you haven't got enough pace, it's either get there or just pull back so there's no interference. But have a look here. Look how much downhill it is, Richo.
It is remarkable. Hopefully our cameras pick it up. You are literally sprinting downhill from 1,000 metres, sprinting downhill for the first, say, 200 before you start to rise?
And it's downhill, and they go.
They would go so quick.
Yeah, and then it's uphill. And that's why it's an advantage when you're back in the field in these staying races. If you take off over here, you're going downhill, making ground up very quickly in a slow run race. And you're doing it before you get to the hill up there. See where everybody's sitting up there? That's the hill. That's where it starts. So all of a sudden, you've got there in a slow run race and you've done nothing.
Well, what goes down must come up, so let's go and check out the hill. An iconic part of the Happy Valley racecourse is when the racecaller says they've got to the rock, and there is the rock to symbolise the top of the course.
Yeah, well, it's about the 700 metre mark, which is the peak of it, and there's the rock there. Also, if you come around here, have a look how steep it's been. Look at the climb from here. It's quite amazing. So it's downhill and then it comes uphill all the way up to the rock. And once you get up here to the rock, that's the top part of the straight.
So we're 600 metres from home, Shane, and we look around here and realise, what have we got, a 250 metre, 260 metre big sweeping bend?
Yeah, you don't want to be covering ground, but you've got to know what's in front of you, which horses to be following. And it's quite a sharp bend, as you can see. It's not a gradual turn, it just comes upon you. And you see a lot of horses try and go a little bit wide here because they get off balance when they're on the fence and they can't get round. So you want to give your horse here just a little bit of room, so instead of being being hard up here, just out here, so he can get around that bend a little bit better. It's not easy to take that bend.
So we're on the turn now.
Yeah, we are. It's really tight. Douglas White, I'm going to show you up around the corner what he used to do. So once he made this turn, he's the best I've ever seen here at doing it, right? He used to come out just a little bit so his horse would swing back in the straight. So if you're hugging this rail, you can't make the bend. You get swung wide. And Douglas realised that, and what he would do, instead of being hard up swinging, he would just come out a little bit, give himself a little bit of room so the horse can swing back in.
Yeah.
He was a genius at it.
So we're about to enter the straight. One thing to note, have a look at the camber. This is like a velodrome, a cycling velodrome now.
It is, and you don't hardly get a horse slip here because it's so well cambered and they come off it. But what you've got to do, as I've stated, is it's a really tight turn, this, and most horses can't make it. Like, they'll run out 2 to 3 horses. So if you're in behind, you know you're going to get a run on the fence.
Yeah.
But you've got to come out a little bit to give yourself enough room to go boom and get up there on the turn. Because if the leaders hug the fence, you know he's going to run off.
All right, Shane, it's go time now. What are we, 300 plus metres away from the finish line?
Well, the straight's normally 320 on the A track, and this is the A track. So normally if the rail's out, you're looking at about 350. But you can see how tight that straight is, and you can see if you're racing here, you can't get around there. That's why all these horses run out a horse or two. But if you're behind and you're Douglas White here, and he's behind, he's coming out just to give himself that, see the camber? And you shoot off the camber, and it's very important to ride the camber here.
Oriental Elite is going to dart through at them late. Win for Patrol, amazing race. Oriental Elite's got them covered. He went through to win powerfully in the end, Oriental Elite, much to the delight of Douglas White.
When they draw wide on the C or C+3, as you can see, every bend comes up very fast, and it's very hard to win from outside gates, and that's why inside gates have a huge advantage.
And you need dicing on board. Dicing.
20 years ago, not now. I'm fully retired and I'm enjoying life.
Great work, Shane.
Absolutely brilliant insight, Shane. I quickly realised that you've forgotten more things about racing than I know, mate.
Oh, that's good, thanks. And I don't know. All I know is to run is 1 foot after the other. Tell me the secret to go fast.
Oh, it was
He's
brilliant.
pretty humble, Shane, about referencing Douglas, who was fantastic all round in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, there weren't any that were any better than Shane. He rode Happy Valley. Well, he rode both tracks really well, but he was he was exceptional at the Valley.
Richo, I'll tell you something. Who do you think was the first to take off from back?
Yeah, it might have been you. Was it back in the day?
Back in the day. I was the first. I worked that out pretty quickly.
The old cut, copy, paste of octagonal back into Chipping Norton and loop around them when they're all snoozing. Brilliant insight, mate. More of those track walks throughout the year. Hey, while we're talking about global racing, let's reflect on South Africa. There's a couple of Group 1s that are worth reflecting on, and the 6-year-old mare trained by Justin Snaith was winning the first one, which was Double Grand Slam. So this is absolutely fantastic. So they were the 2 Whirlpool Racing, which is fantastic. So 6-year-old mare trained by Justin Snaith. That's its 10th career win. It's in the black colours of the famous owner, Gary Player, who always wore black when he was playing golf.
I like the colours then.
Absolutely, a passionate racing man. And also Justin Snaith and also Andrew Fortune combined again in the with See It Again to win the Group 1 Town Met. So he won both of the Group 1s. Now this horse is interesting. Actually lost its barrier certificate earlier this season because it refused to load on a couple of occasions.
Right.
So he educated it, get it back to get its barrier certificate and wins a Group 1.
Amazing story. And you know what? Next week, guess where we're going next week, Richo?
Where are we going? We're
going to Flemington, VRC. We've got the Lightning. That'll be part of it. Big day, actually, Saudi Cup Day as well. So we'll be previewing the feature races from there as well.
Yeah, the Black Caviar Lightning Stakes will be absolutely fantastic. Social Stable, including a big announcement up next.
Hong Kong. It's so good to see you all here. We've travelled all around the world to be here.
From a little fan down in Tassie, where you've just got, you watch it all on TV, and then you come over here, you've got the 3 best tour groupies in the world. It's something different. It's unreal.
I said to my wife after the first night, I said, I don't know what was spent, but whatever was spent, it's well worth it. We've got our money back on our first night, you know.
The Triple Trio is a great show, and I've always loved Hong Kong. The thought of actually coming here and seeing Happy Valley and Sha Tin Racecourse in person.
Oh, it's been unbelievable, to be honest. It's been far exceeded my expectations by a mile with how close everyone's been to each other, and the celebrities, as they call them, have been really good to us, and it's just been an amazing time. To be honest, it's been really good, and we'll definitely be coming back.
I was pretty close to tears at Happy Valley because it was a really special evening. The fact we were in such a fabulous spot on the course, we were overlooking the whole track, and it was just all those years of watching it on live on TV, and it just, to be there was unlike anything I'd experienced.
You can have a great time with good people, and it's the people that make it. So it's a very good crew. It's been really good.
Hutchie introduced me to James McDonald. I'm a big Via Sistina girl. I'm a very elegant girl. I'm a romantic warrior girl. So to meet James McDonald was incredible.
Next question.
Zach Purton was amazing. Even his wife Nicole, she presented me with a signed jumper. It was amazing.
Potato, if you could come up here. We know that J-Mac has been a favourite in the past, but I reckon Zach might go past.
Mate, incredible. Like, seriously, that was a highlight in itself. Getting exposed to these international trainers, jockeys, history, yeah, it's been one of the best things that I've seen.
The tour's been amazing. You find the same amount of people that share the same interests. You've got owners, you've got trainers, you've got everything else.
And it's just been one night or one day after, next day after, next day, just fantastic.
It's history. It's cup number 4, Romantic Warrior.
We've had an absolute ball. The buy-in from the blokes, Hutchie, Richo, been absolutely astounding. We've gone in the Punters Club both nights and had a bit of a fill-up, so it's been super.
Prestige good on the outside, the pair of them, Prestige good. 16 in a row, the world's best sprinter, Kayin Rising.
It's nothing like this, you know, so to go to Happy Valley and Sha Tin today and see all this, it's just amazing, you know, so let's give me a taste for more. If you're thinking about it, just do it.
Absolutely wonderful memories, and we finished with a couple that became fiancés at the end of the trip.
They did.
Anytime you hang around with Shane, love's in the air, and that's contagious.
She was sweating because the deal was if Romantic Warrior and Kayin Rising both win, I'll propose. So when they both won, it was fantastic.
It was absolutely...
And well done, boys. I think you paid everyone's trip with the money you won for them. It was sensational. You did a great job.
Well done,
A lot of fun.
Hutch. That was brilliant. You find the winners, and there's a lot of fun. And guess what? We're doing it again. Now, a limited amount of spots. Scan that QR code to get involved, and trust me, it will sell out really, really quickly. So snooze and you lose, as simple as that. I know December's a long way away, but please plan it. Scan the QR code, get involved. We're taking it up a notch this year, if at all possible, to make sure it's even a bigger and better trip. Maddie Campbell was a wonderful tour
Yes, he
guide.
is.
So
We'll have more editions next year, don't we?
we've
later
got
this year, I should say.
So many things coming up. So make sure you jump on the HUTCHI'S Honkers website to get all the latest details. Hey, Shane, we said goodbye during the week to the great jockey, Frankie Dettori. As always, it's a little mic drop. What a great, great jockey. And for the last time, he rides in a Group 1. And, of course, Frankie does what Frankie does. He wins another Group 1. Number 288, if you don't mind.
Wow, amazing. He was very charismatic. He was an entertainer. He realised how to play to the crowd, and he was outstanding. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of Australians realise how good he was. And appreciate him the way they should, because he is one of the greatest jocks to ever ride with what he did.
Totally and utterly agree.
I don't think there has ever been a bigger jockey sort of that's had the cut through to the mainstream that Frankie had. He had real star power. We hear Shane talk about superstars. Well, he was a sort of another league.
Well, he was a global
else.
star. I mean, he was. You know, when you think about celebrity, get me out of here sort of thing, he's the first pick, in horse racing. He was the guy that in the UK was on all the key sports shows. He was Sports Personality of the Year, and when he rode the cart at Royal Ascot, I mean, there was no bigger star. And then you had the drama, of course. He was, just narrowly avoided dying in a light plane crash. His great mate, Ray Cochrane, pulled him out of that. There's so many layers to the Frankie story, Shane, but he rightfully sits right up in any discussion as the greatest of all time.
Oh, no risk he does. Of course he does. But see, we don't have jockeys like this in Australia anymore that are charismatic like that, who bring the attention to the public who don't know racing. He did. He was on a different level because he was different. He was flamboyant and went with it.
Yep.
And it was great for racing, but he had a beautiful seat on him, Richo. He sat perfect on a horse. Horses ran for him. And of course, he had the best job in the world at that stage for a long period of time, riding for Godolphin.
Yeah.
So, you can't knock him. He did what he did. What was it, 288 Group 1 races? Just amazing.
Hard to believe. We'll get him on our show later on, Lan. Franco Dettori.
We will.
He is an absolute brilliant man as well.
Hey, Richo.
Yes.
I think he married a Kiwi too, mate.
No, he didn't. He married an Aussie, if you don't mind.
Are you sure?
From Bathurst.
Are you sure?
100% sure. Well, she was.
Where were the parents born?
Oh, don't tell me. We're not going back.
Right
How
through
many?
the pedigree.
Oh, hang on. We've got to go all the way back. Have a listen to Lance O'Sullivan over there. Good on you, Lance. And one thing worth noting also is the racing season now concludes on Wednesday, the 15th of July, with that extra meeting that we lost last season slotted on this season. So we missed out 24th of September. That race meeting was cancelled. And that has now been reapplied to the end of the season. Let's get stuck into our best bets. Best bets time. Hutch, lead us away.
Yeah, I like the meeting overall. And I think some of the better plays might be a touch early in the card because the races we covered were very competitive. Conrad Patch, I think he will be tough to beat in the 6th event. I think there's a couple of nice Quinellas in that race as well. I think they're the three main chances, and he ran well on debut, Conrad Patch. So if he can just show that little bit of improvement, I think he will be very hard to beat. Another horse that's only had the one run, it was Lucky Ranger, of course, for Mark Newnham. Yet another one with Mark that looks like it's got a nice future. And I think with natural improvement, he'll be a tough one to beat.
Shane, your best bet on a tough card?
Yeah, Lucky Ranger is going to be hard to beat. Not a strong race, and the 1400 will suit him. I'm going to go Victory Sky in race 9. He's won his last 2. Zach's on him. He's racing well. He's up in weight a lot, which might hurt him, but he's going good. He's going to be hard to beat again. Good luck.
Yeah, fantastic. Golden Boy, you've been opinionated and superb as always, mate. Thanks for your efforts.
And you've looked as gorgeous as you ever do, Richo, with that head.
You do look sharp.
Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you next week.
Very shiny, mate.